and this is now sort of towards halfway up the walkway, and where before I mentioned it opens out, but it's quite well managed. It's got all this mesh on so you don't slip and break your neck, which is something I kind of end up doing quite often. This is where it starts to open out. See all the lovely brown colours of the bracken as it goes off into the distance, and there's Matthew walking off into the woods. It kind of opens out, I think, for the electrical lines to go over. There's like a nice little gap, and it's just lovely, all the lovely colours. Beautiful. There's like a, a 360. And loads of wildlife down here, absolutely tons. All you do is just sit down for 10-15 minutes and you see all sorts: birds, rabbits, waterfowl, all sorts of stuff. Not really seen anything bigger than that as yet, but not really spent a long time here. So yeah, we're just about to enter the woods again, so I'll come back to you when it opens up at the second half, because there is another half to it. Okay, I shall see you shortly then, guys. Okay guys, here we are now on the second half as promised, where it opens up. This that I'm showing you right now, just quickly show back, that's where the path leads all the way down through that woodland there to the right, and right round the bottom end through all that woodland you can see in the far distance. And then as the path kind of go this way, face the correct way. Yeah, there's Matthew. Say hi, Matthew.
Hi.
Yeah, this is where it opens up to the marshland. Quite a wide, large expanse of an area. Perfect place for wildlife,
Bird watching and so on.
Yep. For some reason it's all been sort of knocked down and ripped up and ripped apart, probably just to specifically create this area, I don't know, but it is very, very wet and very boggy. Probably why they've never developed the area for housing or estates or anything like that. It's just been left to the wild, but it's certainly managed to a point. But we're going this way, which cuts right across, kind of the path meanders through and across this open area. But yeah, very wet,
Yeah, it's
mossy,
quite
boggy.
a challenge for bushcraft type things, because finding dry materials is like a rarity here. So
Yeah, we do find it very, very difficult. We do tend to try and supply a lot of sort of fire starting stuff, you know, the old Vaseline cotton balls. Make sure that we've already scavenged some birch bark and things like that. Accelerant, natural accelerants like the birch bark are perfect, birch bark. Because obviously, I'll just show you to the left as an example of how boggy this area really is. There you can see it's just, I would not even attempt to walk through or across that. It's just horrible. But it looks like they've made like a little bit of a raised bank, like a boundary all the way around it to kind of hold back some of the water. I think that's probably so they can produce this path and walkway. But yeah, it's holding back a lot. It's pretty horrible. But yeah, well, I say horrible, but it's not nice to walk through. But this is lovely. This section over to the right. Lovely dry day for once. No rain today.
it's rare for Macclesfield.
It is definitely rare for where we live. Dry days are a rarity. We just try to get out when we can. Often have to travel far away from home on public transport. So yeah, it's kind of nice, really, a bit of a treat for us to find this area and sort of explore it and try and use it as responsibly as possible. And the area we found is right off on the edge of the place. So I don't think it falls into the reserve boundary. I have checked, and it appears to be like just a bit of rough sort of outcrop of woodland off the edge. It's not actually on the boundary path, but you never know. If we get in trouble, get told to move on, we will politely, but you know, not planning any big raging open fires. So still trying to be as responsible as possible, as everybody should be when they're out in the wild. It is the countryside after all. Okay, we're coming to the end really of our walkway, which then joins a path, public footpath, which would have been the original public footpath that cut across the railway line. This just loops all the way around in a big massive loop, and then comes, as you can see, out onto the footpath again. Now what we'll probably do, that's where it goes off into the distance that way, and that goes back down towards the railway line, and the path that we've just taken follows the woods all the way, all over in the distance, back round in a big loop down this path. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, we'll cut back to you in a bit when we're sort of at our area that we want to just sort of set up for practicing a bit of bushcraft. Okay guys, see you shortly. Right, hi guys, we're back again. We've now entered sort of our woodland area. This is kind of what it looks like. Tucked away just in one corner, quite nice. Just found this, which I think is the, I might be corrected by many YouTubers, but polypore, otherwise known as razor strop. And I think underneath, I think you can sort of do that underneath, and if it doesn't go black, then you know it's razor strop, or brown usually it goes. And this, if you can find a good one, you can use to pop across a cut, because when you cut it into strips and peel the top layer off, it covers cuts, small cuts. It's very sterile apparently. It's called razor strop because obviously you can sharpen like a blade in the top, you just run your knife through it. But yeah, it's a very, very fine example. Just going to back up and show you, there's a couple on it, but that's the biggest. Awesome. And this is the kind of stuff that we want to come out and find and enjoy, and just, you know, brush up on a few bushcrafty skills. There's another one. Very often found on birch, dying birch, because these are a fungus, are a parasite, and live off the decay coming off the tree and take out the goodness that's left within it. As you can see, it's snapped off at the top there, look. So yeah, quite a fine little example. Just thought I'd show you guys. Okay, and sort of quick pan round. This is where we're sort of heading off into the thick, over towards the holly in the background, that dark patch of green. Somewhere just to sit in some woods, nice and peaceful, away from human contact and people and stress. Which is very, very important to get some downtime in your life. It really is. This is why you need to get up off the couch, get up off the sofa, get out, find somewhere local, take your kids, enjoy yourself. Don't wreck the place, don't litter, be respectful, but enjoy the peace, the quiet. It's lovely. Okay guys, I'll get back to you in a bit when we've perhaps done a little bit more and moved on with things. Just wanted to show you that perfect example of razor strop. It's absolutely lovely. Okay, see you soon guys. Okay guys, here we are, myself and Matthew, back at the area we were at just over a week ago. There's Matt. Say hi, Matt. Alright. Just sort of giving you a pan round of like an idea of the area that we're in. It's very sort of overgrown and there's like big ponds. It is sort of a bit of a nature reserve that we're now in today. Basically because the area that we had been sort of discovered and wrecked. So we abandoned it and we've just sort of been walking today, come across this little bit of a hidey area just to sort of come, sit down and have a brew. On discovering the ground was quite uneven, we decided to bodge together a little bit of a sort of raised table just to kind of give us a flatter area to work off, sort of lashed together. All done from deadfall. Just take the screen away. I'm just sort of using a little gas stove.
MSR ripper.
It is, yeah, basically. And just a pot we had full of water, and we've just done a nice brew. Gonna have like a boil in the bag meal just to warm ourselves up.
Some beef stew and dumplings.
Some beef stew and dumplings. Probably about £5 I think from Millets. Don't usually buy from there, but that was just a grab, quick grab.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a major phone catastrophe last week, which is why there's been a big break, no video been going up, purely because no phone, dropped in water, completely knackered my iPhone, so I've had to get a replacement, which is now a Sony Xperia A1. Pretty good quality, quite happy with it, quite good colours, quite clear. But just thought I'd sort of explain why, yeah, we're now here in the middle of a load of bushes, yeah. just having a brew. You got to do what you got to do. Onwards and upwards, to quote a fellow bushcraft friend of mine, Mr. Ian Lawrence, getting a shout out there. Just basically got to crack on, find somewhere different, find somewhere else, and it's all in the adventure. And at least we're out, we're not sat at home. We're out busy doing bits and bobs. It's quite a nice day, to be fair. Okay, guys. I'll get back to you soon. See you in the next one. Bye bye.